How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to go over how you can get your first paying client as a personal trainer. So first, if you do like these videos, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. This is for any new PTs, anyone that's in fitness sales. If you're thinking of starting a gym, or if you're a fitness leader looking for educational content for your employees, team members, this is for you. And I definitely appreciate the support. And hopefully this is beneficial for everybody. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So basically what we're going to outline here is if you're a new personal trainer, how you can go about getting your first client. When you first get your certification, that's kind of the first thing you do. If you have gotten your certification, you know that most that's based on the education on training the client, not necessarily on acquisition of gaining the client. So this is assuming that you've already got that and you're already hired at a gym, or you're starting your own thing online or something like that, or a local area. This is just assuming all that's done, and right now we're ready to go grab a client. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight, know your PT pricing. We're going to go over how to complete the sale. We're going to go over setting up an appointment and what appointment is, what to do during the appointment, and then closing the sale, ending with your first client. So let's go ahead and roll up here. So knowing PT pricing. So there's two sides to this. One, you don't want to spend forever when you get hired, understanding all of the systems and everything. You do want to get out there and start working towards getting that first client, but you need to have a good understanding of what it is that you're selling and what it costs. You don't want to, as a new trainer, you're already going to be uncertain on the inside, and if you don't know your pricing well, it's going to show either when you present or at the end when you try to close. And so it's good to have that knowledge already in place where you don't have to bring out a pricing sheet. Pricing sheets are just kind of, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't make it seem like it's a prescription. It doesn't make it seem custom to the plan. And if you've done a quality certification and you've had a good onboarding, you should know how to prescribe a client an accurate PT program that'll help them. And the last thing you want to do is make that prescription and then pull out a pricing sheet and kind of dig through it together, trying to figure out what price works best to them. That's really going to hurt your odds of closing the sale. Someone might still buy from you, but we want to make it as easy as possible to close this person. So know your PT pricing well enough to present without having to look at any pricing sheets. From there, you need to know the steps of closing the sale. So when that person does say yes, you need to know how to sell it. So whether it's just a form that they need to sign, and then they just buy it through the POS system, or if it's a complicated program that you use to handle all your PT sessions and everything like that, you need to know it. You don't want to have to bring someone over. It's already an intimate conversation that you're having with someone's health and wellness, and to have to bring someone over to have to show you how to do all this stuff, it can really devalue yourself as a trainer. And you'll kind of show that as well, because it'll be in the back of your mind, not knowing the stuff. You might even say, hey, I'm new, I don't know how to do this. And even though it's a good icebreaker, and sometimes people will cut you a little slack when they do that, when someone's thinking about their health and wellness, they're going to want the best person to help them. And part of that is being confident in yourself, and you're confident when you know your product and you know how to use it. So get those things out of the way, know your pricing, and know how to complete the sale. Once you do that, and you could do it on your own, you're going to be a lot more just confident when you're pitching personal training and selling personal training, and it's just going to go through, because confidence is a huge factor when you're solving people's problems, especially when it's health and wellness. So setting up the appointment. So a lot of times when you get your certification, you're kind of led to believe, or you get the feeling just because you're really into health and wellness, that you're going to be a personal trainer and people are going to walk up to you and want personal training. Unfortunately, that's not the case at all. As you establish yourself and get more, of a reputation, things like that, people might see you and come up. But in the beginning, when you don't have any clients, it's going to be really difficult to have someone just walk up to you and say, hey, I want to buy personal training. So when you set up the appointment, what you're doing is you're giving yourself an opportunity to sit down with somebody. You might do a little bit of working out with them to see where they're at, physically and stuff like that. But really, it's to find out, what it is that they want to achieve in their fitness journey. So how you get the appointment, there's usually going to be a member base. There's members that are already in the gym, and it's just a matter of walking up to them. If you're new, one of the go-to lines I tell new trainers is when they're walking around talking to people is just say, hey, my name's Henry. I'm one of the new trainers here. I just started a couple weeks ago, and they've given me a few hours to work with some members and stuff just for free, no cost. What are you working on? And that's a really easy icebreaker for you, because a lot of times you just don't know what to say. You got people with their headphones on, they're walking on a treadmill. It's pretty intimidating to walk up to somebody when they're on that. And the only way to get over that is repetition. So you have to constantly just walk up to people and don't think of it as trying to sell something. Like generally, or be genuine when you do it to just help them. Like maybe you're not going to set the appointment from them that first meeting. Maybe you're just going to spot them on the bench press machine, or maybe you're going to show them how to use a pull down machine or whatever it is. Just be friendly, be helpful, but have that appointment in your pocket. So when you do get to talking, you can say, hey, I am doing some one-on-one sessions. Would you like to schedule one tomorrow? Is this the time you normally work out? But you have to it's a numbers game. The more people you talk to, the more appointments you're going to get. And of course, you can work your friends and family, and that's good for experience going through reps and stuff. But realistically, you're probably not going to make a living selling your friends and family personal training. So you have to be comfortable talking to people that you don't know, that you're not familiar with, and breaking that ice. So have an easy icebreaker that you can use over and over and over, whether it's I'm new, I just started here, they gave me free sessions, whatever, what are you working on, how can I help you? And then that should lead to, even if it takes one or two times talking to them, to a one-on-one to talk about their fitness goals, because that's what you want to get. You want to pull them over where you're going to get like at least an hour. Anything longer than that is pretty long, but an hour is a perfect amount of time where you can go over their fitness goals, figure out a plan that's going to work for them, and close it. So, the appointments come from just getting out there and talking to people. So that's first thing to set up the appointment. All right, now what to do during the fitness appointment. So a lot of times when you've actually finally got someone, you've talked to, you may have to talk to 50 people to get, 5 people to sit down with you. So you finally got someone to sit down and eat with you, and it's like, what do I do now? I know how to train this person, but how am I going to get them to buy? Right? So you can't just sit down and talk about, okay, well, I'm a personal trainer. These are my certifications. What do you want to do? I want to lose weight. Perfect. Let's train 2 times a week. It's going to cost this much. It's going to be really difficult to buy that because usually fitness goals, health goals have emotional ties to them. So we have to find out what that emotion is so that we can build the program around that and help solve for it. So in the beginning, I call it like the prospecting phase. You're like finding information about the person. So you sit down and talk and dig in there. Then there's the sale where you're actually selling the program. You're kind of building it out in front of them of what's going to solve what you discovered. And then you're going to close. So those are the 3 steps that you're going to do during the appointment. So prospecting. Once you get in the prospecting stage, you're sitting down. This is a great time to break the ice. So you bring down, and we're going to say I'm sitting with Julie. And Julie, thanks for sitting down and talk with me. So what I wanted to do today, Julie, is I just want to figure out, what it is that you wanted to achieve. And say you say that, and they're like, well, I don't really know. I just want to lose weight. Okay, perfect. Well, what made you decide to, be a member of our gym? Because they may have been a member for a week. They may have been a member for 2 years. You don't really know. And hopefully they'll say, well, I've got a wedding coming up, or, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling good, or my pants were getting too tight and stuff like that. And just keep digging until you find a really hard why that you think you can solve for. So if it's something that's coming up in the future, like a wedding or a high school reunion or something like that, those are perfect because they're hard dates that you can build a plan to, and it creates urgency. So if it's 6 months away, it's only going to get closer the longer they wait. If it's just like kind of I just want to lose 20 pounds, but they don't have a real date, you need to figure out why they want to lose that 20 pounds. I do have some videos that talk about this more specifically, in my channel, so you can check those out. But really the prospecting stage is figuring out what they want to do. So you have to make sure you solve what they want to do before you try to sell them any personal training, because personal training is definitely expensive, and if you don't do that, then it's going to be much harder to sell them. So we prospected, we figured out what they want to do. From there, you're going to sell. This is like the pitch. This is where you're going to program a plan that's going to help solve for their, whether it's a 60-day goal, a 30-day goal, a 1-year goal, a weight loss goal, a health goal, they had a heart attack, whatever it is. This program that you're going to lay out is going to be dedicated to solving that problem. So you're going to make sure during this time that they can come a certain amount of times a week. So you want to agree upon everything on this. So say you came to the prescription of, okay, we're going to work out 2 times a week. We're going to work on your diet. We're going to, plan to lose 1.5 pounds a week. So that way in 20 weeks, we lose that, 30 pounds. That's the goal that we're going to do here. Is this work with you if we were to work out these times? So actually give time. So we would do 10:30 on Monday and 10:30 on Thursday, and get them to agree on all that. They might say, well, how much is all that it costs? And you can deflect at that and just say, well, that's not really important right now. I'm going to show you that, of course, but really I just want to make sure that this plan would even work for you. Yes, those times work, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then you're going to go to the close. Now you have to remember, as a personal trainer, you're the expert there. Even if someone's been working out in the gym for 10 years, if they don't have the education and the, because education is so important on the diet and exercise, all that stuff that you have, then you have just as much of a right to prescribe them something and stick to it than they do just because they've been in the gym for 10 years. I've been in fitness over 7 years, and I can tell you I've seen people that have been members for way longer than I've been in fitness, and they do not look like someone that's been in there that long, because they don't know what they're doing, or they may know what they're doing, but they're not following themselves because they don't have that structure, that coaching that you can provide. So in this portion, you're going to prescribe a plan that you both agree will help them get those results. Once you both agree on that, you're going to move over to the close, and this is where you're going to go in the pricing. So this is not a, okay, what fits best for you. You have to prescribe, and you have to be confident to prescribe what it is that they need. So if that was 20 sessions that they needed, and the session is, $100 or whatever, then it's going to be that price. And then it's like, how would you like to pay for it? And then you can get into, some different things like that. But really, you've matched a price, you've matched a program with their goal. And that's how you sell personal training, and that's how you get a long-term client. If you follow those steps, you're going to be more successful. Again, the most important thing is obviously the prospecting and getting that information out. And then next is the prescription or the sale, and then the close. That's what you do in an appointment, and that's how you gain clients. Now, the first one is always going to be the hardest, but once you get that first one, it's going to spiral into others because you're going to get more confident. Not to say that they buy the most expensive plan from you. You may end up just going down to something smaller just to help them out and get started. You pitch a $3,000 program, and they're like, look, I'm a college kid, I can't afford that. And then you say, well, you see the value in a program like this. How about, you can do the program on your own, but let's just get started on 4 sessions today. It's going to be, $300. That way you at least get a good foundation to continue, and you can get something like that. But it's much easier to get something when you prescribe a high-value prescription with a high-value goal. So hopefully you'll have your first client soon. If you don't, reach out, put some questions in the comments how I can help. Remember, there's other videos on the channel that go into more detail on these with like actual, numbers and things like that that you could use in your own presentation. But this was just an outline on how to get your first client. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.